Hey everyone, welcome back to the Soundbite. My name is Andrew, and today we're going to be jumping back into some Lovebites. Well, sort of. We're going to be doing a drum cam video here with Haruna from Lovebites in the studio. So this is not really a Lovebites song per se. This is kind of more of a montage, a bit of various clips from in the studio. So I don't know which track she's doing. It doesn't actually mention which songs. So I'm looking forward to seeing this. I've been loving her drums. It's one of the things that's really stood out for me with Lovebites. Being a fan of drums and drummers in particular, it's one of the things that I do sort of notice, first and foremost. For me, a good drum, sound and style and stuff is quite important. And if it doesn't really stand out to me, I kind of feel like it affects the song, but also just the actual listening experience for me personally. So a good drummer really needs to kind of stand out a little bit, and she definitely stands out a lot in Love Bites. It's one of the first things that I noticed. So I've been wanting to do some drum cam stuff, and I'll definitely be doing live performances. But this was kind of suggested to me by a Biggs to check this out first if you're going to get into some drum cam, especially with Haruna here. So this is Haruna from Love Bites in the studio. Let's get into it. Oh, straight into it. I don't know if she's actually recording here or she's just sort of just jamming or... Wow. So you're hearing really the acoustic sort of drums here, not just like the recording itself, so you're kind of getting really what she's actually doing in the studio here. And it's all there. It's amazing. Siljan cymbals, very well-known cymbals. We're getting a bit of a flavor of everything, sort of like the fast stuff and then a bit of groove here. But she can do a bit of everything. She's got the chops. She can do a lot of the intricate playing, but also kind of some simple beat stuff as well, which is important. One of the first things that I kind of was told about drums in particular was actually by RVP, Ryan Van Poederoyen, who's known for his work with Devin Townsend. And one of the things that he said in one of the master classes that I once attended years ago was that he, when he was teaching drummers to sort of get into some of the sort of the basics of drumming and stuff like that. A lot of the drummers out there that he encountered were kind of just more interested in doing a lot of the sort of technical kind of stuff, and he was trying to get them to do like some simple 1-2 sort of AC/DC type beats, and he was surprised to find that a lot of drummers couldn't actually do it because they would just they would do that 1-2 beat and then they kind of go on a bit of a tangent and kind of go this and that. And his instruction was ready to kind of just go, no, just do this 1-2, 1-2 kind of thing. And it was just one of the things that he encountered that drummers could not do. Not obviously everyone, but a lot of drummers surprisingly just wasn't able to kind of keep to that simple beat. And so it's good to see drummers who like Haruna here that's showcasing that kind of ability to kind of keep it simple when it's needed. And do the technical stuff when it's needed as well. I think a good drummer knows when to play to the song and not just sort of show a bag of tricks or or maybe underplay it as well, you know, because you need to kind of just figure out what the song needs and what the drums need to kind of serve around that as well. It's one of the things that I really like about the drums is that it can kind of either elevate the song or can kind of kill it, you know, depending on the drummer and what they do and stuff. So, and I do find like a lot of the drummers who have a sort of say, a big say in the songwriting process tend to kind of write some of the best songs as well, you know. I mean, when you have a look at, you know, drummers like your Vinnie Pauls and Lars Ulrichs and stuff, you know, those guys are integral to the actual songwriting the process and the sort of structures of the songs and stuff. And you know, drummers kind of need to be involved in that, I feel, because of the fact that, you know, the drums are kind of you know, the glue to a lot of the rhythm stuff of the band, you know. So so it's really cool that Haruna is kind of showcasing a bit of the ability to, you know, do what is needed for the song. And I've seen it numerous times in the songs that I've checked out with Lovebites as well, that she does have the ability to kind of you know, play to the song very, very well. Oh, the little stick twirls. I love that kind of stuff as well, you know. It kind of shows you that you're at that stage where you can just sort of have fun with it at the same time, you know. What is that? That's starting at the front. Is that another symbol? Real good technique as well. Not that I know a lot about, you know, drama techniques. I'm not, you know, drummer per se, but the technique is definitely important with drummers because you can kind of have like physical fatigue after a while if you're not playing it right. It's one of the things that I've sort of learned along the way about drums and stuff. And she's got good technique, you know, you're not kind of like overhitting it and stuff because, like I said, you know, fatigue is a big thing, you know. Stamina you kind of need to have, especially when you're playing this kind of speed of playing that she does. So she's not kind of overplaying it and overextending her arms and stuff like that. She's kind of like, you know, utilizing it as best she can while still being able to play the drums the way that it needs to be played. So that's actually really good as well. So I wonder if, let me know in the comments if you know anything about whether she actually knows how to do all the rudimentary stuff with drums. Like, was she taught like professionally, or did she sort of was she self-taught, you know? I don't know if she what, you know, how she got into drums and stuff. I'm sure there's an interesting story behind it, like there usually is. So let me know if there's anything more about that, and I'll definitely check that out. Yeah, just brilliant rhythm there. Very tricky. It sounds simple, but it's actually a tricky little part there. don't know what the technical term for that name is, but like that double kick that he's doing, yeah, that's very cool. Those sort of triple sort of patterns or whatever they are. That's nothing. Let me know what the hell that's nothing is there. Is it I guess it's for a show thing, or is it an actual symbol, or... Set the world on fire. I'm pretty sure I've heard this one before. I did a reaction to this one. Oh yeah, here we go. So I haven't shown enough of her kick drums in this video yet, so there we go. So I don't know if she's actually recording here or not, because she doesn't have any of the headphones, which usually, in my experience watching sort of drummers record in the studio, they usually have headphones on. So is she actually recording here, or is she just kind of rehearsing, or what's the deal here? Because if she's actually recording and she's playing all these songs pretty much all the way through, then that's freaking amazing, because the drummers don't usually do that. They kind of do it in piece by piece kind of thing, you know. So, um. Yeah, it's amazing. Like what she can actually do, like just her range and style and stuff. It's definitely the style that I really kind of like. I think that's kind of one of the first things that I noticed, and one of the reasons why I was drawn to her drums in the stuff that I've checked out from Lovebites so far. So I'm really digging and digging her style really, and her sound is actually phenomenal. Even just the acoustics, you know, without actually the recording part, like just the acoustic sort of side of the drum sound. It's fantastic. I love that drum sound. There is nothing better than having a real good drum sound, you know. So I kind of feel like it's also another important part of not just the for the band, but for like the production and stuff like that, you know. I kind of feel it does affect your listening experience for sure, you know. In all parts, you know, whether it's just the drums or the guitars or whatever, the recording production definitely needs to be up there. It matches with like whatever style of music that you play as well. So but yeah, I mean her snare and all that and the cymbals, like it's just yeah, everything's kind of just really on point with her her style and the sound and all that kind of stuff. It's yeah, it's really cool. That's an aggressive like style there. Didn't realize it was at the end there. Sorry about that. Yeah, that was really cool. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, the drum stuff is definitely something that I really like. And like I said before numerous times already, that is one of the first things I noticed about Love Bites was the fact that Haruna there kind of just kills it on the drums, especially with this kind of style of music where it's kind of a thrashy power metal sort of sound. Tends to be that sort of style of music tends to have a lot of speed involved. And as soon as you have a bit of speed involved, you definitely have to be on point because things can derail very quickly in that kind of style of music, and she has an ability to kind of keep everything intact. Like I said before, the drums are the glue behind a good band. You know, it's the rhythm section and kind of keeps things together. She does that very well, but at the same time has fun with it and kind of does a lot of little tricks here and there and stuff, and kind of has the technical aspect down as well. So. Definitely, out of all the drums that I've checked out over the years, she's definitely one of the ones that's it's been standing out to me, at least of late anyway, So, but I definitely want to check out more of her stuff as far as the actual performances of songs. So I'm going to be checking out more live videos and stuff that people have been suggesting to me. So I'll be checking that out. But if there's anything else involved with Love Bites at all, let me know and I will definitely check it out. So anyway, thank you for tuning in as always. Please subscribe if you haven't. Thank you to everyone who has been subscribing. It's been fantastic. It's been fantastic to kind of dive into Love Bites and kind of see what they're all about, and also just the Japanese metal and music scene at large as well. So it's been fantastic. I've been sort of given so many suggestions by people, and I've been sort of loving everything that I've checked out so far. So anyway, thank you to everyone has done that. And anything else that I need to check out with Love Bites, not even just a music video or a live performance, but even stuff like this, something different like a drum cam video or some kind of behind the scenes stuff, or I don't know what else is out there that could be really cool to check out, but let me know and I'll definitely dig into it as well. So as I'm discovering more and more about Love Bites, So anyway, thank you as always for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video.